Hello, and welcome back to my channel. This is Jayla Olivia, mom in real life, where I talk about motherhood and so much more. Today, one of the so much more topics I want to talk about is realistic expectations for your child, particularly age-appropriate expectations. Now, this is a topic that I know a lot of people will disagree with me. I've had family members, I've had friends who, when I told them my philosophies on like parenting, particularly pertaining to discipline, they're like, just, pop his hand. Whoopings will just build character. They need to learn how to navigate in the real world. They need that tough love. Like, why do I want to create a household that has all this aggression and just cruelty towards them in order to prepare them for the world? Like, they're gonna get so much of that just being in the world. I want home to be a safe place where they can make mistakes and learn from their mistakes. And then also, like, right now I have a 2-year-old and a 10-month-old. They're not at ages where they can really control their emotions. Heck, they can barely understand their emotions half the time. Majority of the time. Like, my 2-year-old will have a complete meltdown because I turned her bow to the left instead of the right. And if I do fix it and turn it to the right, she's still going to have a meltdown because I didn't do it the first time. So why am I going to expect her to control her emotions and listen and sit down and be quiet? I mean, that's not even realistic. As a toddler, your kids are just learning about their emotions. They're just learning how to interact with others appropriately. If you don't want them engaged in certain behaviors, make sure you're modeling that. Like, one of the big things is the way a child talks to an adult. Like, some people want kids to say yes. They want to say yes ma'am, yes sir, that stuff makes me cringe inside. But if that's you, you do you. I'm not doing that. But make sure you're just modeling that. Or like, what? So what is one of the things I don't really like? It is not about a child saying that. I don't even like when adults answer me with what. If I say, hey, and you say, what? I feel like I just disrupted your whole day, and you're like, okay, what do you want? You interrupted me. Let's go. Even if you have a polite tone, you say, what? I don't even know how to make what sound polite because it's just so aversive to me, and I know that's part of my upbringing. But at the same time, my mother also didn't just answer us with like, what? She would say yes because that's what she wanted us to say, yes. And that's something I try to model with my kids. When my daughter calls me, I always try to say yes, or yes baby, or yes Elena, because I think it's more polite. I'm saying like, yes, I'm attending, I'm listening, what do you need? Just, realistic expectations. Whatever you want your kid to do, make sure you're modeling that behavior. If you don't want your kids hitting other people, don't hit your kids. If you don't want your kids yelling at other people, don't yell at your kids. It's that simple. Literally, it's that simple. Now, though it's simple, that doesn't mean that it's not hard, because there are days where I will admit I do lose my temper because my child has pushed my absolute last nerve and I explode, and I always feel so horrible afterwards. So I always try to like apologize and try to explain appropriately like how I was feeling. So say my daughter's jumping on the couch, I tell her, okay, get down before you hurt yourself or you hurt your little brother. She jumps on top of me, it hurts me, I'm shocked. So I say, ouch, I yell, don't do that. And then I feel bad, like, okay, let me take a step back. She's 2. She wasn't trying to hurt me. She wasn't trying to intentionally be disrespectful and disobedient. She's 2. She was curious. She was doing this fun activity, and now I'm coming in and telling her to stop doing that activity. So then I explain, hey, when you jump, you can end up hurting yourself. You can hurt your brother, and just now you just hurt mommy. And she understands the concept of hurt. She understands that certain actions can lead to hurt. Even though she understands, it doesn't mean that she's gonna like apply that concept later on. It's just you keep introducing it, eventually it will stick. But at 2 years old, you're gonna have to repeat yourself a lot. A lot. I probably tell her to stop doing the exact same things every single day, multiple times a day. And some people will look at it as your child's bad, your child's disobedient. No, she's a child. It takes time for those concepts to stick. And they're impulsive. They don't even know how to control their impulses yet. Which is why I'm a big believer in natural consequences. Like there's sometimes if she's doing something, I'm not going to tell her to stop. I'm going to just let it play out so she can see why she shouldn't do it. I'll let her know, like, hey, if you do that, you hurt yourself, or if you go outside without your shoes, your feet will be cold. She says, no, I don't want to wear shoes. All right, let's go. She goes outside. It's cold. Oh, because you need shoes, baby. Do you want to put your shoes on now? Now she's saying, yes, mommy, I want shoes. It's that simple sometimes. Like, obviously there's some situations where you might not have time for those, and those moments are kind of unfortunate. Like in the morning, she's usually the battle is about shoes. She doesn't want to put her shoes on because it's time to go to school. I'm like, okay, you literally can't go to school without your shoes, because like you can't be in the building with her shoes on. So now it's like, okay, baby, I know you don't want to wear your shoes, but you have to wear your shoes at school because those are the rules. You can end up hurting your feet. You can end up slipping on the floor. Like, I still try to give her explanations, but at the same time, I don't just let her go out the door. So you gotta pick and choose when to let the natural consequence play out and when you gotta be firm in what you're saying. So yeah, that's just my little rant. It's probably all over the place. If you found it entertaining, you got some of your own thoughts on age-appropriate discipline, leave a comment down below. Love to hear from you guys. Thanks for watching.